Oh, this tip. Please, please, if you do any tip, just do this one. Okay, today, topic of all topics, we are talking about how to stop body shaming yourself and how to love your body, because I have not coached one single woman in my whole career, from a teenager to grown women, who are comfortable completely with their bodies. This is something that we as women really struggle with. So today I want to coach you on how you can love your body, how you can get over your body image issues, and how you can start to embrace the gift that your body is. So let's talk about how to get over your body image issues, because girl, you're not alone. I'm right there with you. There are moments when we really struggle with our self-esteem and our self-image and our bodies. So we're gonna break it down, and I'm gonna give you 5 steps that are drastically going to change your life when it comes to loving your body. Okay, we're kind of going old-fashioned today, and I got out some paper and a Sharpie to give you my tips. And the first, this tip. Please, please, if you do any tip, just do this one, and it will make the biggest difference in your life, the life of the women in your life, like sisters and friends and daughters and, just anybody in your life. Do this for them. Do this for yourself. Stop judging other women's bodies. Why is this so important? This is my first step for a reason. It's just crazy fundamental to you having good self-esteem and body image is when you can stop judging other women, because all of us are guilty of this, myself included, when we look at another woman and we judge her by her body, whether that's a really nice body in your opinion, or whether she's overweight, or whether she doesn't style herself the way that you think she should, right? Then you are allowing your mind and you're giving yourself permission to see that woman as just her body. And if you think that you can do that to somebody else and not project that on yourself, then girl, you are lying to yourself, because whatever we project on other people, we see in ourselves or we internalize. And so every single time that you see a friend and you're like, oh my gosh, she's really gained some weight, or you walk down the street and you're like, that girl just I didn't like her hair. I didn't like her, she didn't have great boobs. She didn't have a great butt. Your brain just starts to assess other women's bodies, and you've got to break that habit. Because when we see other women as just objects, as just bodies, and we start to give them value based on those bodies, and we do that in split seconds, we do that to ourselves every single time we look in the mirror. So the first step to increasing your love of yourself and fixing your body issues is to stop judging other women. Because that way, when you look in the mirror, your brain, if you can stop this habit, will not look for everything it's judging you about when it comes to your body. So when you see women, whether you know them, whether you don't, make sure that you are not judging them by their body. Now, this is gonna take practice. This is gonna take you stopping your brain the next time you're at the mall and just saying, oh, wait, no, I don't think that way about other women anymore. All these tips are gonna take time. All these tips are gonna take practice. This one is just switching over that habit, because all of us, thanks to magazines, thanks to TV shows, thanks to the world that we grow up in, we judge other people by their body. Just see what your brain tells you the next time you are passing some strangers in the street. What do you think about those women as they pass? You're probably compartmentalizing their bodies. You're probably seeing them as a set of hair, a chest, a bum, overweight, underweight, healthy, not healthy. Your brain is sorting people. So stop that practice right now, because when you sort people outside you, every time you look in the mirror, you sort and judge yourself. The second thing that you got to do is you got to stop compartmentalizing bodies. I gotta be honest, I don't even know if that's a real word, but it's a word to me. It's a word now in your vocabulary. And what is compartmentalizing bodies? That's when, like I talked about in that first tip, you break apart a woman and you base like your judgments about her on her body, but specifically on like parts of her body. And you do this to yourself. Maybe, you really like struggle with one area of your body. And so to you, that's the area that you focus on. And by doing that, you start to objectify yourself. You start to become an object, because when we start to talk about just boobs or just a bum or just, a waistline or just a pretty face or eyes or hair, or, when we start to take those away from the person, the whole collective person, we start to see people as objects. We start to see them as, oh, she just has a really great butt. Oh, she has amazing hair. But you're totally overlooking every single part of that person, body, mind, and soul. And so stop compartmentalizing your body. Stop standing there in the mirror and picking yourself apart like you are an object. Like you're at a butcher store and you can pick like, oh, I want some shoulder today. Oh, I want like this cut of meat. Our bodies aren't like that. We are a whole human being. And that's like just pulling apart one quality of you and just saying, all I am is energetic. That's all you should know about me. That's taking one quality that I'm really like proud of myself about, but saying that that's all of me is really incorrect. The same is true when we just pull ourselves apart and just say, I hate this part of my body, right? Because we aren't looking at the whole package, and we're starting to pull our body apart in the way that we're like objects. I keep beating this point to death, but it just, when it comes to increasing like your healthy sense of body image and love for yourself, you've got to stop like compartmentalizing yourself and saying, well, I'm like part this and part a good butt and part like need to lose weight. We're a whole collective individual. And when you start to just say, well, I'm just my body, I'm just unhappy about my hair. Because if you watch any of my videos, you know that like my hair has been a struggle with me my whole life. And when I like pulled that apart and just focused on that area, I forgot about all the other areas of my life and my body, frankly, that I loved. And so don't pick yourself apart into objects. Okay, so we've talked about 2 ways that are a little bit more mindset focused. Now let's talk about some practical ways to start increasing your healthy sense of body image. And that is to focus on what you love, about you and about your body. Now, I'm sure you've heard that before. I'm sure that you have, really tried to love your body in the past and given it a couple days worth of work and then stopped. That's not enough, girlfriend. Think about it this way. So when we come into this world, we are so beautiful and amazing. And I hope in your lifetime you've experienced watching a toddler look at themselves in the mirror. My little guy, when he looks in the mirror, and he's like 15 months old, when he looks in the mirror, he smiles, he kisses his image, like he loves who he is. And every single one of us comes down here to earth with that same sense of self-love. But what happens as we grow up, as we go to school, and maybe somebody says the first mean comment about our hair or about how we look, we store that inside and we say, oh, something must be wrong with me, right? And then we go throughout life and then somebody says something else rude and we go, oh, that must be true because it came from somebody else, right? And we start to pick apart our love of self. That happens over our whole lifetime. And so if you think that you can fix your body love and repair it in just a couple days, girlfriend, you're gonna be in for a little bit of a rude awakening. So with this tip of focusing on what you love about yourself, you gotta be in it for the long game. you have got to, truly, I'd make a list. I'd make a list of everything that you genuinely love about yourself. Things as simple as like, I like my lips. They're just good lips. And like just writing down, like, I love that I'm really strong. Like I have a really strong body. And so you just start to write down what you love about your body. Now, your list might be really small at the start because we're trying to repair a lifetime of us, other people, and subconsciousness, like from the media and society, tearing our bodies down and telling us it's not okay to love who we are, no matter how we're shaped. So your list might be a little bit small when you start, but I want you to keep that list and I want you to add to it. I want you to add to it every time somebody compliments you on something, because sometimes we need to hear it a couple times that people keep telling you you have an amazing smile. Write it down so that you can hear it from other people, you can hear it from your mom, and you can hear it from yourself as you start to look in the mirror and say, I have an amazing smile. I love that I'm so incredibly strong, and I love my lips, right? We got to focus on what we love about our bodies because we're training our brain to be okay, to give ourselves permission to feel beautiful, to give ourselves permission to like our individual qualities. This is actually something that we've got to learn and practice. So be in it for the long haul, but also genuinely like greet yourself every morning. I don't know if you want to do this when you put on your makeup, when you get dressed in the morning, when you shower, mentally out loud, just start going through your list of why you love your body. It's going to feel really weird at first, but as you practice, it's going to get a little bit more natural. And honestly, what I would start to do for you, a great place to start besides your list, is every time somebody compliments you, don't deflect it. Say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. Those are appropriate ways to take in those compliments and tell your brain, tell your heart, yeah, I really deserve those compliments and I'm somebody worthy of love and appreciation. Okay, I think we're on tip 4, which is to treat your body with love and respect. I cannot stress this one enough. And you might be thinking, wait, we're just talking about focusing on loving your body. This to me is a little bit different. This to me is the action of improving your like body image and your sense of self. Now, I might get a little hate for this tip, this comment, but hear me out. When we take care of our bodies, and for everybody that's a little bit different, but I'm going off of like CDC guidelines. I'm going off of like what we basically all know. If we move our bodies for 30 minutes, if we drink enough water, if we're eating some greens and some vegetables and fruits, it's easier to love your body. Now, do I think that you need to lose weight? No. Do I think that like the healthiest people in the whole world have like the best body self-image? No, there's a lot that goes into it. But I'm just saying that when we take care and respect our bodies, it's easier to love. It's kind of like a relationship. When you go into a relationship and you are just your best self and you show your spouse or your boyfriend like, hey, I love you, I respect you, you do nice things for them, that's an environment where love can grow and foster, right? But if I came home to my hubby every night and I was like, hey, listen, I hate this and this and this about you. This drives me nuts. Stop doing that. Can you just be different than what you are? That relationship is not going to last very long. It's going to be really toxic, and that's not an environment where people want to change or grow or like foster loving feelings. The relationship with your body is exactly the same. So when we can treat ourselves with love, respect, and prove that with action of, hey, I'm trying my best to be healthy. I'm, doing my best to look my best, to put myself together, and whatever that means for you. Like, you don't have to wear makeup. You can wear makeup. You don't have to do your hair. But As long as you find that balance of feeling like you are showing your body love and respect, you're creating an environment where your sense of body image and confidence can grow. So if you ever need that reminder, just think about some of the relationships in your life and think about fostering an environment of love in those situations and how you can do that for yourself and for your body. Okay, my last tip for you on how to foster a healthy sense of body image is to see your body as a gift and not an object. Now, as you know, if you've been on my channel for a while, I coach a lot of teenage girls, college girls, like middle 20s, right? Those are my babes. And this one's a little bit hard for me to explain to them because I personally did not grasp this concept until I gave birth to my son. I've always felt like my body was really capable. Like I remember, I'm a little bit competitive. And so in sports, I always felt like I could trust my body to run as fast as I needed it to. I could trust my body to hit the ball. I could trust my body to kind of do some of these basic, just like sport things. But I didn't really view that as like a gift or a really cool ability until I'm pregnant and, you know, you're kind of going through that whole like, I'm massive, but I'm also kind of cute and I'm doing something really cool, growing another human being in my body. But when they put this little guy on my chest and I looked at him and I just realized that, yes, part of him is totally just from God and straight from heaven, but part of him, my body grew. My body was the home and oven for this like perfect angel. And that's this light bulb moment for me when I realized that my body wasn't just for looking pretty. My body wasn't just for dressing with really cute clothes. My body was a gift. My body was a tool. And like my body was incredible. Now, you don't have to have a baby to experience that or to realize that. Truly, it's a mindset shift. It's recognizing that the purpose of our bodies is not to look beautiful. And that is a really hard concept to grasp because that's what we've been told our whole lives. That's what a lot of our value has been based in. And it's a false sense of value because our bodies will change throughout our whole lives. And unless you recognize it as this amazing gift and tool, then you're gonna have a really hard time with that. And so my challenge for you is to see your body as a gift. And to illustrate this point, I wanna share with you a story that I heard from Zig Ziglar, who's one of my favorite mentors, favorite coaches of all time. But anyway, Zig Ziglar told this story that he met a woman one time who had lost her eye in a work accident. And they paid her $2 million to compensate for this accident that happened at work. And he went up to her and he said, man, did you ever think that your eye was worth $2 million? And she said, you know what? I never, ever thought my body was that valuable. One piece of my body, one eyeball. But she said, I wouldn't trade $2 million for my eye, like ever. I would rather have my eye and pay $20 million to get my eye back. And that story really struck me because how many of us, I mean, I would love if somebody would give me $2 million, but not if it came at the expense of my eye. Not if it came at the expense of my hand. Like, when we can stop and actually think about how valuable our body is to us, something we take for granted every single day, I think you would stop and realize what an incredible gift this body really is and how amazing and adaptable it is. So I hope that you can start to make that mindset shift. And it will come. It will come as you start to focus on what you love. It will come as you foster an environment of love and respect. And it will definitely come as you stop judging other women and compartmentalizing your own body. I want to throw this in here really quick in case anybody's kind of going down this mental rabbit hole, I want you to know that there are still areas of my body that I'd like to improve. If you've watched any of my videos, like you can see in this one, I have adult acne, something I have struggled with my whole life. And I'm not pretending it's like crazy bad, but it still really can affect my self-esteem if I let it, right? There are definitely times when like I've wanted to lose weight or I wanted to like be a little bit different than I was in the moment. So I hope you don't think that I'm over here preaching, pretending that I've never struggled with my body image. That's not true. But I've used these 5 tools, these 5 tips to help foster an environment of love and respect for myself, to help myself get into a great mental state of, hey, I love my body. I, treat it with honor and respect. It's a gift. And yet I still want to be more fit. And yet I still want to run a marathon. I still want to eat healthier. Those are struggles I have all the time. Like your girl, I got a chocolate addiction. I will admit that. And you know what? We're always going to have some areas of our body that we want to improve. And that's okay. That's part of this journey. But the process is not looking at it like it's a problem or that it's something horrible or that we can't love ourselves until that problem's not the right word. Until that area is quote unquote fixed or improved. It's about loving yourself the whole time, because I'm going to be really honest with you. Like, I don't know my future of my skin. Like, I sure hope that as I get older, like my hormones will kind of level out and I won't have acne. And yes, there's like medication that I can take and all these things that I can do. But I don't know. What if I have acne my whole life? What if I'm waiting to love myself when I don't have acne anymore? I could wait my whole life to feel beautiful. I could wait my whole life to like who I am and to feel confident. I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait my whole life. So I hope that if you are kind of going down that mental rabbit hole of like, but you don't understand, I have so many issues that I want to fix about my body, or you don't know about all these things. Girl, we all do. Like, we all have been there. We all have hated our bodies. We all have really wished that we were 10 pounds lighter. We've all really wished that our hair was 6 inches longer. So I hope that you can recognize that and draw some strength from that and use these tools to really catapult your healthy sense of body image and your confidence, because I don't want you to wait your whole life to feel beautiful. You can feel beautiful right this second. And the person who gets to decide that is you. Okay, babe, those were all my tips. I hope that you wrote down the ones that really resonated with you. And I genuinely want to let you know that you are beautiful and that you are capable of loving your body. And it's gonna take practice. It's gonna take time. It's really gonna take focusing your brain and saying, I'm not gonna judge other women. I'm not gonna judge myself. And realizing that you are so much more than just your body. So I hope these tips help out. If you still kind of are struggling, have questions, want to be coached, leave a comment below or DM me on Instagram, because I always try to answer those or see those comments if I do see them. So if you need some extra help, leave that down below. And I can't thank you enough for watching. I hope you'll subscribe if you're a young woman looking to catapult your success and achieve your goals. Because girl, I'm your life coach if you are. So cannot wait to see you in my next video. Abby J out.